Merry Christmas, and welcome to another episode of Chad and Friends Beer Reviews. I got Kevin Burns from 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓲𝓷.
How's it going?
And we are reviewing another Christmas seasonal by Sierra Nevada, their Celebration Ale. I've never had... They put this out every year at Christmas. And actually a lot of brewers, they do Christmas beers where like they just change the recipe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to expect out of this one, although I heard it's an IPA.
Yeah, it's a hoppy ale. I actually have had it each of the last 2 years, and I still have some 2007 cellaring at home, which is a little weird. Usually don't cellar hoppy beers, but I really like the results. I tasted it last year, and it came out nice. I'm looking to see how it held up in year 2. But this is going to be fresh, so yeah. I expect a hoppy crisp ale here. We'll see.
Let me just read the description really quick. Special beers made for the winter season have been a brewer's tradition for centuries. To honor this heritage, we present this unique offering, Celebration Ale. That's all it says. It's 6.8% ABV, and like I said, I think it's either an IPA or like an amber ale. And we're using my Chad's Beer Review tumblers or shakers or whatever you want to call it. I could smell it as soon as I opened it.
Oh yeah, it pours kind of a semi-clear, semi-hazy, dark amber color with a really substantial, maybe 2-fingered width white head here.
Yeah, we both got pretty big heads there, yeah. It's fairly effervescent. Is this bottle conditioned, do you know?
No, it's not. I don't believe so. Really hoppy, really clean, really crisp. Floral.
Yeah, floral. That's what I was gonna say.
Very clean hops. I'd be interested to see if they dry hop this at all.
It's like a little bit citrusy too, but I think it's more floral.
It's got some malt in there too. There's a nice malt base, kind of like a caramel bready malt.
Yeah. All right, so let's dive in.
Really sharp, crisp hop bite. I mean, a hop bite there is what I'm thinking. Kind of a malt undertone. The malt's there. It's underneath. It's bready. But the word here is hoppy. This is a hoppy beer.
Yeah, it's this dry bitterness. I'm not really getting much in the way of citrus or pine. But like I said, you can almost kind of taste the flowers, and it almost has like this kind of sweet fruit taste to it, but it's not citrus. Kind of like a, I don't know, like cranberry or strawberry.
It's definitely
like
an interesting beer. Like Chad said, a lot of the winter beers tend to be darker, maltier brews, but this is something a little different. Yeah, the spices. This is a hoppy. I'm not sure. I guess they're gonna call it an ale. I would say it's in the IPA, possibly even double IPA territory.
Yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of some of the Dogfish 60, 90. Not quite as malty as the 90, but really nice. And I think you can see why it would age so well. I mean, it's so strong and hop forward that it would age pretty well, even for a hoppy ale. I think this is a really good beer. I'm not known as a notoriously big hop guy. I think Chad is, but I like this. I think I would have to maybe have a dish with it if I were having more than one. It would stand up to a lot of big dishes. Something spicy, maybe some Mexican food. I love my quesadillas. This would go well with a quesadilla.
I don't know what the IBUs on this is. I
think it's up there.
It's got to be 50, 60 or so, maybe even higher. And as far as like the drinkability, it's like, yes, it's bitter and it has that hoppy, dry aftertaste, but actually going down, it's very smooth. It's heavy in the mouth though.
It is. It's thick. It's thick. It's deep. It's complex. Pretty well balanced. Like Chad said, that lingering hot finish. Mm-hmm. I love Sierra Nevada's beers, and I think it's tough to drink them often on the East Coast here. I think we get, kind of caught up on everything on the East Coast, but this is just a really good West Coast beer.
Yeah.
It's got that West Coast trademark hoppiness to it.
Mm-hmm. As we said, it's 6.8%, that's about average for an IPA. It's a little bit bigger than your average fizzy yellow beer. But I don't think, I think the average Joe and Jane 6-pack could handle this probably no problem, and your craft beer drinker would like it too.
Yeah, 6.8% is nothing to sneeze at.
I'm starting to notice kind of like a mapley kind of pine taste now. Are you getting that?
Yeah, it's there. There's a lot of, I think there's a decent amount of hop varieties. It doesn't say on the bottle. I would think that there's at least maybe 5 or 6 different kinds of hops in there, if not more. It is pretty well balanced. I like that malt background there in the back. It's kind of underlying, but it's there throughout. It's not there up front and goes away. I use the term chewy for this beer because you find yourself almost chewing it.
Yeah.
And it's it's got that, you can taste the yeast there, which is what really triggers me off to use the term bready. Is when I get that yeast. This is a chewy bready beer. I find myself almost chewing. It's thick.
Yeah.
It's a thick beer.
I'm actually, and like I said, it goes down smooth, but I'm drinking sips just to savor it. Like, I could just slug this down, but it's so good I really don't want to. Yeah,
it's definitely an enjoyable beer. I think I'd have a hard time slugging it down. It is big. The 7%, the chewiness, the hops. I think it is definitely a sipping beer. It's a really nice beer. We talked about its diversity. Chad said you can probably have a couple of them. You can have just one and be fine. You can have it stand alone. You can have it with food. It's well balanced, more hoppy. It's a shades towards a hoppy ale. I don't think malt fans would enjoy it quite as much. It's really good. It's just really well made.
Yep, the head's lingering the whole way down.
That's your hanging lace that Chad loves so much there. It's it's a 9. It's a solid, well-made beer.
Solid. You're going 9? Yeah, I was thinking, like I said, I'm on the fence between 9 and 10 because I don't think there was anything wrong with it at all. And it does kind of pop with me the way that a 10 beer would. So, since it's the Christmas season, I'm in a giving mood. I'm going to give Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale a 10. To me, it's an outstanding beer. And a 9 is really just as good as a 10. It's just more of a personal preference.
Yeah, it's right there.
So, I forget how much this costs, but this does come in 6-packs. And what do you think? It's probably 10, 12 bucks?
No, I think it's 9, 10 bucks for a 6-pack, which is very reasonable.
I guess that does it for this episode. Thanks again to Kevin for coming out.
Thanks for having me. I will be launching my own YouTube channel January 1st. So this video is just about over. YouTube The Foaming Head and subscribe to the channel. Yep, it's The Foaming Head, right? The Foaming Head, yes. And be sure to check out 𝓑𝓮𝓮𝓲𝓷.com. That's Kevin's beer blog. Yep. And that about does it. So all right, thanks for having me over, Chad. Happy holidays. Yep. Merry Christmas.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.